What's up, guys? My name is Steven, and today I'm going to talk to you guys about the Mortuary Assistant movie that just came out last week, and I gotta tell you, I actually enjoyed it. Let's talk about it. So, the Mortuary Assistant stars Willa Holland as Rebecca Owens. She's a new mortician who's under the wing of Raymond Delver. And man, does it get dark. There's a difference between the game and the movie. Obviously, this is an adaptation. And there is a specific storyline they decided to go with to push the story forward, which I thought was kind of a good idea because it gives the character a lot of depth for you to emphasize with the character and want this character to win. And I love that because in the game, the storyline that they decided to go with doesn't come until much later on in the game. And also, they decided to use a character a lot more in the movie than they do in the game, which is Raymond, who's played by Paul Sparks. I thought Willa Holland did fantastic as Rebecca, showing all the trouble she was going through, her trying to work through it, and then also being afraid, being so scared at what Raymond decided to put her in and slowly become possessed by this demon. And the only way for her to not be possessed by said demon is to find out the demon's name and also burn it with the body that she thinks the demon is in. There's a lot to go with it, and I thought that it was done well. Was it perfect? Not in the slightest. But did I enjoy it as a gamer that watches adaptations and are very critical on adaptations? Absolutely. I put this like a tier under Iron Lung, which I really enjoyed because you really kind of felt the budget in this film. That's the best way to put it. You felt the budget, which is okay. I like indie horror films a lot, and the fact that this felt more indie than anything else, I think was a strength to the movie because it didn't feel super polished like a lot of horror movies that have franchises do. And I'm okay with that. I'm really okay with that. The style was awesome. The sound design was great, especially when they're working on bodies. It really gets under your skin. Pun not intended, but funny. There's a part in this movie that was also in the game that really made me laugh, and I'm happy that they added it to the movie as well. And I also just enjoyed Willa's performance altogether. Paul took a little bit of time for me to get into his character, especially since they did use him a lot more than his character in the game is used. But I thought that it was still done effectively to push the story forward. The hallucinations were great. You didn't know what was real and what wasn't. And the people that were in the theater with me, you could hear how they felt when certain things were going on and then when certain reveals happened. I thought that was really cool also. The story can get a little iffy. You will roll your eyes at quite a few things, but that's completely okay. It didn't overstay its welcome. You know how a lot of movies, adaptions will try to push a lot more that doesn't need to be in the story to try to make it their own. It can get a little bit annoying sometimes, but that's okay too because, you know, we do love creative freedoms here. We do. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. In this case, it did work for the most part. There are specific story beats that I didn't necessarily care for that could have done without, and I feel like they could have brought more of the essence of the game in replacing specific story points and adding different story points in to make the story a lot more enticing. But I do still get why they used, for example, in the story, her dad plays a big part in this movie. But he's not a big part in the game. So you see what I mean? It's grasping at the human elements to have something for her to grab onto, which again, it did push the story forward. There was a resolve, and I'm okay with that. It's fine. Was it great? No. Was it fine? Yes. But the thing I did like about this movie, though, is it didn't drag. The movie kind of jumps right into it as soon as you figure out who she is, what her troubles are, what the point of her becoming a mortician at the specific place was, what Raymond's what his purpose was as to why he did what he did, which made me hate him in the game. But again, there's a line that he says in the movie that I completely agree with, and that's near the end of the film. It's not about being a good person, it's about survival. And that's kind of like, it's not a direct quote, but that's kind of basically what he said. But either way, I thought the movie did well for what it was. I personally will be streaming it again when it comes out for streaming. I will absolutely be watching it again because I thought it was good. It wasn't bad. It wasn't boring. It didn't drag. It just kind of kept things going. There are specific elements that I wish they did have more of, like when you're trying to figure out the demon's name and the more uses of the dead bodies in the movie. I wish they would have added more with that specifically, but I did like the touches that they did with the marks on the bodies, which you feel in the game. The system that she uses in the game is the same system that she uses in the movie, and the template for it, everything was very much right out of the game. I thought that was cool. I wish that they used a specific entity in the movie a lot more than they did. Because in the game, this thing creeped me the hell out every single time that I played it. It was just that dark, just creepy thing that's always over your shoulders and just like watching you, and you don't necessarily see it. Rebecca doesn't really see it. It's just kind of like one of those things of, I want more of that. I wanted more of just things to get fully under your skin, to make you feel very uncomfortable, like the game made me feel. The movie had me feel uncomfortable with some things, but it wasn't like edge of your seat, oh God, I don't want to do this, I gotta look away, oh, I don't want to go in there type of feeling. So, overall, the movie, I give it a 7 out of 10. I thought it was passable. It wasn't super great, but it was good. And I think people that play the game will enjoy it once they understand the parts that are there. I love that they used the original music from the game too. That was really cool. And yeah, for people that have not played the game, I'm not quite sure how they're gonna feel about it. I went with a friend and she actually really enjoyed it. She never played the game, but she really enjoyed the movie. So that's one person that I know that never played it. So my question to you is, if you've played the game, what did you think? If you have not played the game and you did see it, what did you think? I know that it's not out in theaters everywhere, so a lot of you may have to wait to watch it when it comes to streaming, which I do recommend. But for those that did go see it in theaters, I would love to know what your experience was like, and if you had a crowd and what they sounded like or felt like during the movie, because you feel that kind of energy in a theater. Anyway, that is my review for the Mortuary Assistant, and I'll see you guys at the next one.